Hello and welcome to my channel, Anna's Book Hub. Today I wanted to talk about my reading and my reading plans for the summer because it is the last week of spring, at least for me. And I am planning my reading for summer. To be fair, I am quite a mood reader, but I tend to like planning out what I read, like to know what are my next reads. And for this summer, I truly wanted to be a reader's girl summer, so I am having to put some kind of structure into my reading. I have a list of required reading that I'm not really gonna include in this video because I have school next year and I still have required reading for that, but I'm not gonna include it. I'm gonna partially include books for my research project that also goes together with school, but those books I'm gonna include, partly because I'm already reading them. And I also wanted to discuss the books that I'm reading currently, because one book that has been mentioned in this channel, for quite a long time, I think since February, or even sooner, is Villette by Charlotte Brontë. This is a book I'm currently reading. I have finished half of it. I'm like almost exactly split down in the middle, and I don't know why, but this book, I'm having a hard time reading it, but not in the sense of like I can't understand it or the language is hard. I don't know why, but the narrative feels so slow, but in the same time not. Like, I don't know, for some reason my reading pace has become very slow for this, but I am planning on finishing this before summer starts, so I have this week to finish about 200-ish pages. Yes. A little thing, an obstacle that comes with me finishing this in 1 week is a book I have bought recently in my travels at Liepāja. For those, you can watch a video or videos if you want from my joint channel with my friend Kaiva. I will link it in down below, and also I have it on my channel page just in association with. You can check out the channel. And that book is Strangers by Belle. This is a memoir about marriage and failed marriage and relationships, and I just started reading it. In fact, I'm only in the 38th page, but oh my god, wow, this is such a great memoir. It's one of my first memoirs because I don't read memoirs that much, but it has made me realize I want to read more memoirs. Like, the way she writes is so simple, yet it feels like lyrical prose. And that type of genre truly speaks to me, and I feel like it's very rhythmic. I love the metaphor of the birds, but I also just feel her writing style is very rhythmic, like a poem or something, but it's not a poem. And I can understand that the syntax of the sentences is very simple. There aren't like complex structures, but yet it feels so lyrical in the sense. And truly, I feel like this will be a good read for me this week, which puts a hindrance on reading this, but we will see. I also love how I'm kind of matching with the tabs here with this book. But yeah, these are my currently read books. And now I wanted to talk about the books that I wish to read during summer. This is kind of an order of importance of how I want to go through them, but we will see what happens. I will definitely document my summer readings on this channel, so look out for future videos. But, so, as I finish Villette by Charlotte Brontë, I am moving on to another sister of Brontë, Emily, and I'm reading Wuthering Heights. This is both Villette and Wuthering Heights I'm reading for my research project, and I'm so excited to read Wuthering Heights. I watched the movie. I didn't enjoy it. I felt it laid weirdly for me. I hadn't read the book before, as you will know, but it had the like emergence and popularity of the movie has brought attention to this book, and I have wanted to read this story for such a long time, and now that I have my research project, I have a reason to read it, and I'm so ready to analyze it. I'm trying to do a critical discourse analysis on these books. That's kind of my main focus in my research, and also the analyzing of women. But yes, I'm so excited to read this. This is definitely going to be a June read. Hopefully I will get through it in a month. Even it would be better if I would get through it even less. We will see. I am holding off starting this book yet because Villette needs to be read before this book. I just need to go through and have one full read through of Villette, because with me, like, I feel like to properly research a book, you need to read it multiple times, but at least once I need to read it back to back. And because I'm having such a hard time with Villette, I don't want to pile on new books, especially from the Sisters of Brontë, when I have this Villette book that I need to read and analyze. So I'm trying to wait until I can properly finish reading that and go on with Wuthering Heights. But a new book that I just bought recently is Table for One by Emma Gannon. This is a contemporary, I want to say coming of age kind of romance. I'm not really sure. The graphic design of the cover truly intrigued me, and then I read the back and it felt like something that I could pick up in summer. To be fair, I don't read that much romance anymore. I used to read a little bit more of it, and then I kind of shied away from it and went into classics. And now I have this kind of need to read more contemporary, because I have delved into the world of classic literature for so long that I kind of want to see what the new authors have. And quite honestly, I don't. Oh yeah, it says a modern love story. I quite honestly don't know anything about this author. I don't know if it's a debut or a second novel or something like that, but I'm very excited, and honestly, I just want to see this coming of age where, like, the main protagonist has a little dog and is like a companion to her love journey. So yeah, this is a book I'm gonna probably read alongside with Wuthering Heights, because Wuthering Heights is my main analysis type of book, and this one is just for me enjoyment. The next one, this will probably be the same system as with Belle and Wuthering Heights. Once I finish Wuthering Heights, I will be reading The Tenant of Wildfell by Anne Brontë. This is a chunk. Like, if Wuthering Heights for me is like this, and it is the Vintage Classics Library edition, it has like a decently sized font, and it has, let me see, 357 pages. Then here we have the absolute brick of Anne Bronte's work in Collins Classics, and it is, I want to say, yeah, 546 pages. This is such a long book, but I'm gonna try not to be scared of it, and to be fair, I have no choice but to read it because I have chosen it as a primary source for my research. Have I done myself in by picking 3 books that are classics and are fairly long to do a research project on? Because, like, these are kind of, like, guys, maybe, perhaps, but I do enjoy reading, so this is just a treat for me. And, like, the Brontë sisters are so skilled, and I'm so interested in doing more research about them. So I forgot to mention that in between this, actually, like, this is probably sooner than Wuthering Heights even, I will be reading Fahrenheit 451, because I am joining a book club, adolescent book club, that gears towards people raising awareness for reading. And this month we're reading a dystopian, and we have picked Fahrenheit. This is going to be my first attendance on the book club, before they read a Latvian book called Mars. But yes, I will be reading that, but I don't have the physical copy yet. I love reading physical copies. I can't stand ebooks. I can't stand audiobooks, but to be fair, if I'm going for a book club, I do want a physical copy. I was going to go to the library today, but since I arrived quite early from my trip, the library was still closed, so I didn't get to get it. But I think this week I will definitely get it from my library. And that's going to be a read for, potentially a read in between these two already, because the book club meetup is early June, early June, but later. So next up in my reads, this is, I want to say July, it may be August, but then I'm gonna be very old. But yes, I finally want to get through The Waves by Virginia Woolf. I have in my library saved a Spotify playlist for reading The Waves, because I was originally planning to read this last September. Yeah, September. I wanted to read it in September. I didn't get through it because I had planned a very ambitious reading list for September, and I got overwhelmed by everything, books, academia, and everything. But I am ready for a reader girl summer, and I do want to get through this book. I also have it in my Penguin Classics. Like, this is my only Penguin Classic, and I absolutely adore the cover. It's beautiful. I want to read it so much, and I think this summer is a possibility to read this. Now, the next book is very dear to my heart, because it is my favorite book, and I think nothing will top this book ever, and that is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. As you can see, I have loved this book dearly and tabbed it. It is probably one of my first books that I had tabbed, ever since I have fallen in love with the art of annotating. But this book is, wow, I don't know what to say, even, because nothing will be original, because so many people adore this book and have read this book, and for a good reason. Oscar Wilde is a mastermind, and just the way he writes characters, the character studies and everything, just absolutely, I just adore the way he writes. And so much so that in middle school I wrote an essay on the importance of honesty in The Picture of Dorian Gray. An essay, just for fun of it. And when I figured that our English class is going to be reading this in the first semester on 12th grade, I kind of decided if I can get through this and read through it in the summer and reread it again, that would be so beautiful. And I do want to revisit it. I kind of want to see how my annotations would change if I would add them now. And I feel like it's just a good practice to get your summer reading actually done in the summer, because when the coursework comes, you already know the book you're reading, you already know the scope. And especially for me, I just love this book, so revisiting it is just a great experience and opportunity to just revisit a favorite of mine author. So then we're moving on to the two last books that I have planned. Again, I do have a reading list for school that I'm not adding, so this is becoming a very ambitious reading list for summer, but I hope I can get through some of it at least. And the next book I am very excited about. It has been sitting in my bookshelf for such a long while, but I'm never gonna get rid of this book, because I do feel like this book is talked a lot about, and I want to read it to have an opinion of my own, and that is The Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. Oh my god, the cover actually looks so beautiful, and this is my only Toni Morrison book that I have with me in my collection, but I've been meaning to read this for such a long time. And I think, again, summer is the time to read. and I am realizing I have a very blue and reddish orange color scheme for my summer reading. But yes, this is a book that I've been meaning to read. It has been talked about a lot and truly praised. The author has been truly praised, and I truly want to discover this author for myself, see and experience the writing style, and just actually delve into this kind of literature even more. So the final, but definitely not the least, bit of literature that I am hoping to God to read is a book that I have acquired very recently. I bought it at the same time as Table for One, but this is a very different book, and that is Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained by John Milton. This is a beast. It is truly a beast, a poem of epic proportions that tells of Satan's attempts to mislead Eve into disobeying God and in the Garden of Eden. And I don't know. I have watched so many English literature student vlogs where they read Paradise Lost, and I've been just in awe of like being able to study this text. And I just decided that the time I get a gift card at a bookstore, I can spend it on this book, because I do want to read it before I am forced to eventually when I study English, hopefully. And I truly want to read. It's a classic, and it's a classic for a reason. Everybody should be aware and have read at least a fragment of Paradise Lost. And that's what I'm hoping to do this summer. So with that, we have a nice book stack. Generous book stack. It truly is like blues and orangey reds are the colors of summer for me, I guess. So this is the book stack for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me down in the comments below what are your summer reading plans. See you next video. Bye!